Hello everybody, we are about to arrive in port at Dubrovnik. I'm very surprised on how far away the port is from the town.
Because we're late getting here today. We're not in port till 12, but we've got till 9 o'clock tonight. But you can see the old town, well, barely yet. We're sort of coasting in behind us. And what's our plans, Dave?
We are going to hopefully go to Dubrovnik Island first, and we're going to take a cheeky little trip over to Locham Island, where they did a lot of filming of Game of Thrones. And then hopefully when we come back to Dubrovnik, it'll be a bit quieter later on in the afternoon, and we can enjoy that then.
And it's boiling hot, so we're hoping we might get a quick dip in the sea while we're there as well.
I bloody hope so.
Anyway, hope you enjoy our day, and we'll share it with you as we go along.
So, breakfast was in Latitude, in the main dining restaurant, where we always tend to go because we prefer it.
We did well, really, considering we were so late partying at the sail away party. I didn't think we'd make breakfast.
And forgetting we had that hour change or 2 hour change, wherever it was. But yes, we did make it, and it was a lovely breakfast. But let's now talk about our experience in Dubrovnik.
But do you know, where we were watching our arrival, I was quite surprised by those, remember those balcony cabins?
Oh yes, that were right there, and literally you could touch the balcony.
Yeah,
so
I was shocked
no
how
privacy.
unprivate they were.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be careful if you're booking a balcony.
Yeah, because I wonder if you do select your own on the balcony, whether they give you those, by default.
Yeah.
Because no one would want those,
No,
trust me.
I just don't know why they didn't have a screen up blocking people that were looking where we were.
Madness.
But anyway, coming into Dubrovnik, you don't actually go near the old town.
No, it's miles away.
Yeah, miles away.
Surprised.
So it's still pretty when you come in. And then, of course, you dock. And we sort of looked and we didn't know whether we were going to get the local bus into Dubrovnik Old Town or whether we were going to find a taxi.
But I'd read horror stories about €40 taxis and all sorts of stuff. But I was absolutely shocked to find, as soon as we stepped off that gangway off the ship, there was a taxi right there in the port, right by the ship.
Yeah, they come right up to the ship. And so we went and asked one of the drivers, how much is it to Dubrovnik Old Town? And he said €20, which we thought was really
cracking.
reasonable.
And that's per car, by the way, not
so that was
per
for
person.
4 of us, wasn't it?
Yes, so 20, that's 5 each one way, which was needed because it was very hot that day and there was aircon in the car.
And would you say it took about 20 minutes to get... You certainly couldn't walk it, could you?
No, if you struggle, even if you don't struggle, it's all uphill and downhill. And I think Dubrovnik's, you've got to go up and then down again on the other side.
And because we didn't get there till 12 and we didn't get off the ship till about 12:30, we were in the main heat of the day, so you would really struggle in the heat and the distance and the hills.
Definitely.
So definitely I would think taxi was so easy. And the taxi driver was really friendly. When we got to Dubrovnik Old Town, he dropped us off where we would need to go back, where all the taxis are. So we knew exactly where we'd got to go back to. And it was as easy as that, wasn't it?
It was. So let's talk about where he dropped us off. So he drops you off on the Pilegate side of Dubrovnik. Very picturesque, some bars and restaurants around there.
Oh, we walked up to that edge and saw all
we
those
did.
coloured canoes, didn't
So
we?
that's actually a beach down there, and there's a canoeing spot there. And I think the canoes go around the city walls, around the caves, around there. But we mentioned earlier whether they do go out to Locham Island, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Yes.
But we'd sort of decided that because it could be very busy, we would go to Locham Island, and we knew that there was a boat that went from the harbour and took you to Locham in about 10 minutes. So that's what we decided to do, didn't we? So we walked through Pilegate and...
through the town, looking at
but
the
I
shops
did
on the way.
spot that there was a place that we passed where you could buy tickets to walk the walls. But it was quite expensive. If you want to go walk the walls in Dubrovnik, it was €35 per adult and 15 per child. Now, we just thought it's not worth us doing because there was no shade up there and it was boiling hot. So we decided that it was pretty at ground level, that we didn't need to see it. And we also knew if we were going to Locham, we'd get lovely views back of Dubrovnik. Definitely think about going to Locham. It's protected, it's a nature reserve. It's a beautiful little island, isn't it? And you can get the tickets at the harbour. Now, as you enter through to the harbour, you will see lots of desks with boat trips to various places. But the Locham is actually the ferry to Locham. You can get the tickets from an actual building, which we will show you on the.
Yeah, because I've got a funny feeling the boat trips are trips around the island, not to the island, and I think they are the only vendor. And like Mike said, it's in a building. You'll see it's advertised there. How much is it?
27 euro
each. Now, when you think that's quite expensive, but when you split it up, it's not so bad. You've got a 10 to 15 minute journey there and back. And you've also got entry. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think also if you're helping protect the island and fund the protection of the island, then I don't think it's unreasonable.
So it's about £25 per person, and that's return ticket and entry, and I think that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Considering what Locham has to offer, you actually need a whole day there. We've been there before. We had the whole day there. We saw a lot more than we did this time, but there's still a lot to see, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot to see, and of course the boat goes about every half an hour, so you don't have to wait long for the next boat. It's constant rotation, so
it comes every quarter to and quarter past.
That's it. Yeah.
Every 30 minutes on the quarter.
Yeah.
So for all those photo fans, those wouldn't get a photo of that if they were in Dubrovnik. You will if you're on the boat, because you get some spectacular shots, not only of Locham but of Dubrovnik as well.
You were lucky though, because we took our neck fans, and boy did we need them. It was a hot day.
It was so hot that day. Luckily though, Locham is wooded, so it's a lot of shade around there. Just be mindful. I wore sliders that day. I wish I hadn't, because I was getting grit under my shoes all the time. There are toilets on Locham Beach. There's a lot of Lido beaches as well, so what rocks and stuff, and you can swim there. Peacocks,
peacocks are wandering, sort of roaming free, and it's a really, really pretty island. And there's do's and don'ts which are on the board when you get there, so make sure you read those. We couldn't fly a drone, no drone flying, so don't take your drone. But it's definitely worth a nice look round. There's, as you said, there's a nudist beach as well for you naturists out there.
Yes, just be mindful, it's not a beach, it's just rocks.
Yeah, it's rocks, and it's very hard.
But we wouldn't know.
No, because there is a gay nudist beach as well.
There is, but just word to the wise there, guys. If you are going to go onto this beach, just be mindful. All of the tour boats come past you,
and those canoes that we showed you.
It's not good. It's
not
private.
One after the other come round, and they're all sort of. They're not quiet about letting you know they're watching you.
No, they'll take photographs and all sorts. So just be mindful of that. Right, moving on then. So they've not only got to that beach, on the back side of the island, they've got that lagoon as such.
Oh, that lagoon is lovely.
It's strange. It's almost like a water inlet, and it's like a big lagoon there with still water. And a lot of people bathing and swimming in that, which was really pretty. And they've also got coastal on the backside of the island as well, which is a bit rougher. But again, big stretch of rocks there you can swim.
Yes, certainly. So take your bathers, take your microfiber towel, make sure you take water. But yes, there's definitely options to swim there. I mean, you can spend as long as you like there. I mean, it's a lovely island to walk around. There's things to see. There's beautiful gardens.
Let's talk about the Game of Thrones for the fans out there.
Of the chair.
So if anybody's a fan of Game of Thrones, a lot of Game of Thrones was filmed here. They've even got an actual Iron Throne inside the old castle walls, and you can sit and have your photograph on it. Very impressive. But also the gardens, they hold concerts there and all sorts, but also the gardens are beautiful around that area, and the woods as well.
Yeah, and like you said, it's nice because it's partly shaded. You can find shade, no problem at all. There's just different parts of the island that you're just worth walking around. I found a blowhole where the wave comes in and it sort of comes through this hole and lashes up.
And I found the underground of the castle, and I went down there. It was it wasn't pitch black, it looks a lot lighter on the video. There was monks singing, like that creepy monk noise. I was the only one down there, and I walked around this corner, and I came to this pitch black room with this monk song like that, and I just had to leave. I was so scared. I had to leave quick fast. It wasn't great. But there was that there. What else do they have there? They have there's a lot of things that we didn't see, which we know are there. So there's a lot of wartime sort of stuff there, like old gunning points and stuff on the peaks of the.
Yeah, we found a turret.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a nice way to spend a few hours before giving sort of Dubrovnik the chance to quieten down a bit. So we stayed till about 4:15.
We did. Let me just quickly tell them though, on the island, like I said, you do have toilets, but you also have 2 bars. Alcoholic, you can get food there and drinks there as well.
And ice creams.
It is expensive. We recommend you, if you're going to go there, you take your own sort of packed lunch or whatever and drinks, and make the most of that, because there's plenty of areas to play football with the kids, whatever. So yes.
Yeah, so definitely we recommend Locham. And as I say, the boats come back every half hour. And interesting the fact that people can't go on the island until the first boat has arrived. And nobody can be left on the island after the last boat has gone. So it is totally prohibited. And also, we should mention that the island is closed to tourists during the winter. So you can't go there in the winter.
And it is a UNESCO protected woodland
as
well. So, okay, moving on. So we've got our ferry back now. We're going from Locham back to Dubrovnik. And you enter into the beautiful harbour. And it is a real picture, isn't it, the harbour there?
Yeah, it is a lovely little harbour. And then, of course, you enter the walled city, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? Now, it's like going back in time.
Our friends are massive Game of Thrones fans like ourselves. And for anyone that doesn't know, they got the stairs of shame, with that scene where they shout shame and there's the bell and everyone's throwing tomatoes. Well, that's there in Dubrovnik, so we took them to see that.
Stairs of shame.
And I was throwing tomatoes at him. And then at the top of those stairs, if you carry on round, you almost come to the city walls itself, and you can walk up into the residential part of Dubrovnik, which is really old, tight, small, and I mean really small, narrow street.
Yeah.
It's got a real prettiness.
And you look through, and you've just got some beautiful views beyond the sort of streets, haven't you?
It's
really nice. And remember, we found that really nice sweet shop.
Oh, so yes, so going back down then, so you've got the high bit and the low bit. So on the low bit, when you come in through Pargate or the Harbour Gate, you're in the low town where all the shops and restaurants and entertainment is. And along those streets, there's these shops, and in these shops, it is just the most colourful thing I've ever seen in my life. Sweets galore. Now, I'm a sweet tooth type of guy. My teeth were almost falling out just looking at these sweets.
You were like Charlie in the Charlie's factory, weren't you?
I was like a pig in. I was loving it.
But anyway, it was also perhaps would be a better time now, later in the day, to walk those city walls, because it would be cooler. But as I say, we certainly felt that there was no shade, that it would be too much for us. So we wandered around the town, really appreciated it. It was quieter than, fortunately, than last time we went. And then we decided to wander back and get the taxi and go back to the boat.
Which was effortless, man.
And again, they just drive you through the port, right alongside the boat,
no customs,
and drop you off.
No customs, straight in and to the actual gangway. Like they drop you up at the gangway. It's
amazing.
Crazy.
I loved it. It was so simple.
It was great. Okay, so we needed to get back to the room then to freshen up because it was a really hot day. So shower and change, and then it was out to dinner.
Yeah, dinner. Where did we go?
We went to Latitudes tonight because the menu looked a little bit enticing. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I had, because you had lamb, didn't you?
I did.
And I was really surprised. I didn't pick the lamb. I had the chicken and leek pie.
You fell foul to the fact that I had ratatouille on the plate, and you don't like ratatouille, and I was like, it won't be that bad. But he didn't have it, and I think he was really jealous.
Yeah, I think I regretted it.
He did.
But the food was pretty good, and I think the starter and the mains were good. But then we fell foul, didn't we?
Well, we did. Mark and I fell foul. We both decided to choose the apple pie, and it was just like that one on the Discovery 2 video. It was like rubber. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was inedible.
Yeah. So that definitely, if you go to Latitude and apple pie is on there, give it a miss.
Definitely give it a miss. Okay, so then after dinner, and after we were suitably wined.
Yeah, then we'd have got a sort of pre-theatre drink and off to the theatre, and the show that night was called Zuma.
Zuma. Now, I can't remember this one. So
It had like a Latin American flavour, didn't it?
Oh, yes, I do. It was a very dancey show.
Yeah, very dancey, very colourful. I think, though, me and you we were a bit undecided about the show team, weren't we? This was our second show, and we just felt like it wasn't up to the standard of the previous.
Yeah, as you'll see as we go on, the show team went from being quite basic, as what we thought, to, in the end, being absolutely like West End level.
Well, tomorrow night you'll see a show called Cogs, and everything changed.
Everything
it was
changed.
probably the best show we've ever seen on a
They were
Marella show,
superb.
but we'll come to that tomorrow. But anyway,
This
Zuma,
one-
it was enjoyable, but
Yeah, see, for me, if you've seen the videos on the Voyager, we saw Havana Knights.
yeah.
That was insanely epic.
But
This
you
just
did
wasn't
like
really-
who sang Miami?
Sound Machine.
Dr. Beat. Dr.
Miami
Beat.
Sound Machine. Miami
Dr.
Sound Machine.
No,
is
no.
it?
Who was the girl?
Gloria Estefan.
That's it. Oh, was she part of
Yeah.
Gloria Estefan? Was what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
So that was a nice medley. They did of her, wasn't it? But let's show them a few little clips of the show that.
The trumpet! The trumpet! Mambo number 5! Esta noche la última vez. We come too far to be loved, put it on. Come on, shake your body, baby, get back on that body, make it dance for any night I feel. The body music gets stronger, don't you understand? Back to that conga beat.
But after that, Michael and I went off to do a little bit of shopping with Mark and Jack. And Michael picked himself up an absolutely smashing little bargain, didn't you?
Well, I've got to say, on the way out on the plane, I saw Clinique Moisture Surge, and they were selling it for £39 on the plane. So when they got to me, I said, "Oh, can I have a Moisture Surge box collection?" And they'd run out. So I was gutted because it was £39 and it was for a 75ml, the main Moisture Surge cream. So I was a bit gutted and I thought, never mind, maybe I'll get one on the way home. But on the ship, I found this. Now, this is Moisture Clinic Surge.
Clinique Moisture Surge.
That's the one. And not only is it was €53, but it's 125ml, which there was also an extra 20% off. So instead of 53, I got this for €42. Now, in the UK, you would be looking about £120 for this. So if you're on the plane and you want this, don't get it on the plane. Wait till the ship. Because even if they haven't got the 20% off, 53 is still an excellent buy, considering you've got the 125ml. So I was more than happy.
And as you
But
can
did
see,
you buy anything?
It works.
Yeah.
I did. I bought another night. I bought some of the. Oh, I can't remember the brand.
I still think you
It's
should have
Dior.
bought that white Panama hat.
What, you saying I'm bald? I bought the Dior cologne, which was really nice. And yeah, I don't usually spend in the shops there because I'm not really a shop like that. But
You've just got to keep an eye out for the offers, aren't you?
Deals,
Regularly,
yeah.
they'll have 50% off. They'll have specials outside the shops on tables.
one night they did free bracelets. I remember you could go up and get a free bracelet, free gold bracelet, but I think there was a catch.
I think there was a little bit catch, yeah.
No, it was free, but I think it was one of those ones that you had to put on the charms.
Yeah.
So they were selling the charms at different prices.
Yeah, so they were trying to get you to buy all the different...
Oh, and there was
charms.
one where they raffled off, was it a watch or something?
Oh, yes, they raffled off a watch.
Free raffle. So every night in the shops they do like things like free raffles and stuff where you grab a ticket. Lots of people gathering around.
So keep an eye on your cruise news for details of that. And also, while we mention it, they do the same for the spa, don't they?
Yes,
They
do.
do.
There's a raffle for the spa. So we all put our tickets in a ballot, and then when we went up on the draw date, there was only about 7 tickets in the ballot. So they went out and they canvassed for them to get even more. Otherwise, we'd have had a good chance of winning. But I think you win a package, don't you?
Yeah, you win a treatment, so it's well worth putting it in and having a go because you might just be lucky. But anyway, shops... They're decent set of shops on Explorer, aren't they? We quite enjoyed going through the shops.
Bigger than Discovery.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then following the shops, it was to the live lounge.
To the live lounge for our usual drinks. I'm trying to remember who's in the live lounge.
We saw a new group that we hadn't seen before called Light Rhythm. And I absolutely love them. But what I didn't love was the layout of the live lounge. It's not the live lounge, it's just the lounge. I didn't like the layout. All in front of the band and the stage was just bar and stools. And so you couldn't really sit and watch the entertainment. It was all the seating was down the sides.
I need to explain a bit because in a nutshell video, I really slated it. The reason why I slated it was because on the Voyager, all of that area in front of the bar, it's a big area, is full of comfy chairs to sit and watch the band. All of the seating around the bar on the outside are all faced inwards so you can watch the shows. But I found on Explorer 2 that all the seats on the outside of the bar were facing away from the show and there was no seating in front. All there was bar stools with the back to the band. Yeah. So it wasn't designed. The bar was way too big as it was. It doesn't need to be that big. Yeah. But it wasn't designed for entertainment, which I found quite
It just wasn't
upsetting.
a nice area if you wanted to watch a band. And as I say, I really love this band. She was good. So I was quite disappointed we couldn't sit and actually watch them somewhere proper. But anyway, that's by the by. It's the way that ship's designed, but it could be better. I hope when they do a refurb, they take all that bar out and make the seating better in there, so it's more about watching the entertainment. And then, of course, we finished off up the top bar.
Usual stuff.
Yeah, it was lovely because you could see, because we didn't leave Dubrovnik till about 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was about 9.
And you could see it was dark, all the lights in the town you could see. So it was really pretty up on the top deck.
And that concluded our day on the Explorer 2. We hope you've enjoyed our video. We've talked a lot. We've tried to open you up to our day in Dubrovnik so you can maybe pick up some tips from us. We do appreciate you watching, and we also appreciate you telling your friends and also clicking the subscribe button. Subscribe doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps us out if you subscribe to us. Thanks for watching.
And when are we tomorrow?
The second day was
Zadar.
Yes,
That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Interesting one. Make sure you watch that one.
So join us tomorrow for Zadar and our day 3.
Yep.
Until then,
goodbye. Remember to like,
care.
subscribe, click the bell, all that jazz, and we'll see you soon.